Attention all 12-year-olds. Does this ever happen to you while gaming?
Oh my gosh, this game is so cheap and unfair! I
wish there was a way I could just magically get a boost and become better at this video game and then destroy people who actually put in time and effort to be good at it.
Well, guess what, little Brayden? I have a solution for you. It's called supply drop.
Nope.
It's called a loop.
Nope.
It's called microtransactions.
Nope. What is happening?
Call of Duty's getting rid of supply drops! What? This angers Brayden!
What's up, guys? This is Burt Music, and boy, oh boy, do I have some juicy info for you guys today. So I was minding my own business. I was taking a poop. I was checking Twitter. And I saw a tweet from Charlie Intel saying that a U.S. senator has introduced a bill to ban loot boxes and pay-to-win microtransactions in video games for minors. Whoa! I thought the day would never come, but here we are. So in a nutshell here, the article says that a U.S. senator is trying to get a bill passed that would ban loot boxes from games that are played by minors. This would be for games that are created for people under 18. I think the greatest part about this is the actual name of the bill. It's called the Protecting Children from Abusive Games Act. Wow. So if your game ends up getting loot boxes removed, wow, your game is considered to be abusive. They're basically saying that your game is abusive to children. That's pretty brutal. Here's an actual quote from the senator. When a game is designed for kids, game developers shouldn't be allowed to monetize addiction. And when kids play games designed for adults, they should be walled off from compulsive microtransactions. Game developers who knowingly exploit children should face legal consequences. Whoa! They're basically saying that if you put loot boxes in your game and you try to get kids addicted to it, that you should ultimately pay a fine or go to jail. This is some intense right here. It says here that it's meant for games that are targeted for people under 18. I guess that would be kind of hard to tell because you never know if a game is intended for people under 18 or not. A lot of games are intended for a mature audience and they have mature player base, but they also have kids playing too. Call of Duty is an example of that. It's also going after games with wider audiences whose developers knowingly allow minors to engage in microtransactions. Now, it does specifically mention that this is for pay-to-win games. The prime example that the senator is actually bringing up is Candy Crush. Although I do personally feel that Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare would all fall into this boat as well. These are all the Call of Duty games that have supply drop systems that have items that can give you an advantage. Whether it's stronger variants of weapons or if it is just straight up stronger weapons. But before you reach for mommy and daddy's credit card and try to buy some last minute supply drops, let me just say this. Before I went to record this video, that article was the only piece of news we had so far. But Charlie Intel has already tweeted about a response to this whole thing. It's coming from the Entertainment Software Association. It says that it's a parent company of the ESRB board, which is the ratings board that determines video game ratings. So here's what they had to say. They said numerous countries determine that loot boxes do not constitute gambling. We look forward to sharing with the senator the tools and information the industry already provides that keeps the control of in-game spending in parents' hands. Parents already have the ability to limit or prohibit in-game purchases with easy-to-use parental controls. Now, isn't that just a load of bullshit? Oh, speaking of which, I got a reserve crate for free. Let's open it up.
I can't wait to get my stat-changing variant.
Wait, that doesn't exist in Black Ops 4. Good job. It's just ugly cosmetics that makes Seraph look even dumber. Although, to be fair, I'm pretty sure I have the ugliest looking Seraph you can ever have. She's gonna be starring in Avatar too. Here's my take on their response to the senator's statement. Here's the reality of the situation. If you're playing a game like Call of Duty on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, you have to have a membership to be able to play this game online, which requires you to buy a membership. Oh my goodness. Quad feed, let's go. They're not even playing. Thanks, guys. Got my brought you quad feed. Anyway, for most people, this means putting credit card information or PayPal information on a console. And most people don't take that information off. They leave it on the console for convenience. Why do they do that? If little 12-year-old Brayden wants to get another video game, it just makes it easier. People are lazy and they don't want to have to keep putting in their information every single time. This also means that it's extremely convenient for that little Brayden to just be able to buy microtransactions whenever he wants to and continue to siphon money out of mommy and daddy's bank account. With all this being said, I'm pretty sure that there are settings that can try to limit spending or restricting purchases for certain things, but that still doesn't fix the issue here. The issue is that if a kid gets on a game like Advanced Warfare and they play a multiplayer match, it's not like you can hide the supply drops. You can't hide the variants from those kids. They're all going to be made fully aware that there's... Oh yeah.
Triple kill.
They're immediately going to be made fully aware that there are other people in the game that have variants that give them an unfair advantage. And that's going to entice them to possibly want to spend their parents' money on those microtransactions. So unless you can just outright hide like the black market and all the variants from kids, they're not really being protected from anything. They're still being exposed to pay-to-win systems and they might want to try to spend their parents' money on it. But here's what's also pretty BS. All of this controversy started to really heat up when Battlefront 2 came out. When Star Wars Battlefront 2 had microtransactions in the beta, people were furious. And that's when all this stuff started to first get investigated. Battlefront 2 is what really got this conversation started. And ultimately what was determined is that it wasn't gambling. And people were pretty outraged about them not really being able to do anything, but here was the response. These same people pretty much said that it's not gambling because when you open a loot box, you're guaranteed to get at least one item. With traditional gambling, sometimes you gamble and you don't get anything, you just lose everything. And that's what constitutes gambling for them. So because you're getting one little puny item that's basically worthless, you're not actually gambling. I don't think there is a loot box system in a video game that actually just outright gives you nothing. If there is, that'd be kind of hilarious because then it is gambling and then they're really gonna get screwed. But personally, I can't name one. They're gonna continue to throw the same legal semantics at us because they don't want the these guys to lose money. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're getting paid off. It's all disgusting, it's all wrong, and it's probably gonna still continue. Welcome to Video Games 2019. If a game like Fortnite is still able to rip off popular dance moves and make money off of it, then that just continues to prove the point that nothing is gonna change. As long as giant amounts of money are involved, nothing's gonna change. But hopefully one of these days things will actually change. I was pretty ticked off that Black Ops 4 is monetizing the game so hard. Between the Black Ops Pass, the contraband stream, the reserve crates, there's just so much. But thankfully, it's not as bad as Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, or Infinite Warfare. Most of the items are cosmetic, although they do throw in some weapons here and there. And hopefully I don't have this wrong, but I don't think you can get the weapons in the supply drops. You can earn something like this Tiger Shark LMG just by playing the game and getting the tiers for free, or by buying them. There's no gambling involved, there's no real risk. At the end of the day, I think ultimately gamers just want fun games to be able to play and enjoy, and the companies are businesses and they want to make as much money as possible. They just need to do a better job of striking that balance, being very transparent with their systems,
And not trying to get little Brayden addicted to buying supply drops.
My parents are broke, guys. I haven't eaten in weeks. I'm gonna have to eat a Bell Obsidian steak for dinner.
But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Black Ops 4 video and me talking about all this supply drop stuff. If you guys did enjoy this video and you don't want microtransactions to be as shady, make sure to drop a like, and I'll see you guys later.